Hello, everyone. Whew. Starting the live a little early by like 2 minutes, just so everyone can get in and say hello. We're going to do something super fun tonight, something super different. Hi, Amanda. So nice to see you this evening. Hi, Kate. I love it when all of my crew, I call you my crew. My crew comes in. Bernadine, hello. So nice to meet you. You're from DC. Very nice to meet you. I'm in Pennsylvania, so not too far away. Hi, Karen. Amanda says, OMG, is that sewing? Why, yes, Amanda. Yes, it is. Good evening. Hold on. Miss DeLoe. I'm going to get everyone's name right. Sometimes that can be kind of hard because of the handles on YouTube. Okay. So let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. First of all, there is an entire brand new release available over at Brutus Monroe. It is all sewing and quilts and cozy and fabulous. We're going to play with one of the duo foils. I don't know if I'm going to go through this as though you've never heard of a duo foil and you don't know what the product is. And then if you do, just, I'm sorry. Okay, so these are the duo foil sheets from Brutus Monroe. Now, we're going to be using this one tonight. It's the sewn together one. And the sewn together one is also or no, this is the sewn together one, but there is another one, and it is called Fields of Fabric. So the reason I only have this little piece of the sewn together one is because we're going to use all of the pieces from both of the sheets of the duo foil, and we're going to make 4 cards tonight. I have one that's finished. We're going to make 3 more. We're going to talk all about duo foils. So when you get a duo foil, it is 2 8.5 by 11 sheets of nice heavy paper, nice heavy cardstock. One sheet will have 4, they're all sectioned into 4. So the one sheet will have patterns. You cut them apart and you get 4 patterns, 4 different patterns on the sheet. The next one is the same idea. There's 4 card fronts on here, but everything that is black can be foiled. So when you put a duo foil pack together and you do the foiling, you then have these 8 card fronts that you can mix, match, layer, play with, and really easy and done, because once you have this foil detail onto the foilable sheet, you're not going to have or need much more. You're going to be set. So that is what a duo foil kit is. I know they call them duo foil sheets. I call them a kit because I feel like you can use them both together, and then you can go ahead and easily and inexpensively create 4 really fun, unique cards with them. So that is what the duo foil sheets are. Tonight's bundle over at the shop, and it is linked in the description box below. It's only $19 and change. So how awesome is that? Almost $20. It's like $19.96, I believe, is tonight's whole bundle. So cool. We're going to use this sewn together duo foil sheets. We have the embossing powder of the month, which is this button blue, which is gorgeous. You're going to see this all melted down. And the chipboard. So this is the Sewing Tools chipboard. I have played with chipboard on my lives so many times. So I'm going to verbally go through how we use the chipboard, but I'm only going to do one of the chipboard pieces tonight because I didn't like the idea of me spending an hour heat embossing. And all you hear then is the heat embossing, right? Okay. So we have here 3 card bases ready to go. And then I've gone ahead and cut apart the 3, actually 4, the 4 panels from the sheet that you don't foil. Okay, so this is the one that you wouldn't foil. It comes with these and they're down, 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one is here. And then I just cut them apart and I have them already trimmed up. Then the 4 sheets that you foil, I've gone ahead and foiled them, so I'll show them to you. I foiled them. Some of them are foiled with cider. That's the color of Thermoweb Deco foil I used. And then I foiled some with gold. And I left one for a big reveal. Hi, Jamie. So nice to see you. Hi, Shawana. So nice to see you. Yes, Amanda, you do need all of that. Full disclosure. So I received some of this release for my design team projects, right? That's part of my compensation for being on Bruce Monroe's design team. But anything that Brutus Monroe did not include in my design team package, this girl went and bought. So I have it all. And I will be playing with all of it forever because it's fabulous. Okay, just FYI, in case you're wondering what's going to be going on my YouTube channel in December, there will be lots of projects with this. So yes, I agree. You need all of that. Amanda said, haha, ordered. Yep. I was like, I saw it and I was like, yes, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's do the big reveal. This is our last one. So this is the cider color. And so then everything that is black becomes foiled, which is so cool. So imagine like on this one, you would foil and like this whole scissors would be the foil and that spoon and the thread would be the foil. So this is what these 4 look like. Now I did make one of the cards completely because I needed to send one for tonight's graphic. So this is the 4th panel. You can see it here. All the gorgeous foil. And then you can trim it down, which I did do. It has a nice border around 3 sides. And then this side, I just cut at a diagonal. Oop, let me pull that down so you can see. I cut it at a diagonal with that unfoiled patterned background. And then here is some of that chipboard. So I heat embossed all of the chipboards. Here they all are. So I took the whole sheet, popped them all out, coated them in the white gesso, let them dry completely, and then I used my clear embossing ink and the button blue embossing powder, and then I also used sterling gilded alabaster white. But my favorite part of the needles, look at those needles, so cool. And then I just layered some of them up. So the rest of the chipboard that I've already heat embossed is here. And I'm going to do this pair of scissors live to camera because I want to show you, I did this like 2-tone embossing. I love, love, love how this turned out. So there's that little safety pin, right? And here's the scissors with the gilded at the bottom and the alabaster white at the top. You also choose a color. I stuck with gilded, alabaster, the sterling, and the button blue because I didn't want to accidentally use a color that wasn't available in the shop. But let me show you these pins. I am so proud of these pins because I think if you are a sewer, now again, I just did white for the top, but if you had the different colors of embossing powder, do you know like the colors of the tips of those stick pins? Sometimes they're like red or blue or green or yellow. You could do just a bunch of colors. And then there's these little sewing needles. The needles made me the happiest, I think. Like they just turned out so good. Like they were so delicate and sweet, but like so cool. And then I did the gold little ruler. And you can see like when you heat emboss the chipboard, all that little etched detail that is on them will stay on them. You can see it right there with the ruler. And then we have these two little sewing machines. So I'm going to heat emboss this pair of scissors so I can show you how I did all the two-tone ones. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put these foil panels and we'll put those together to make 3 more cards with our chipboard. So if you get the bundle tonight, then you will, with just a couple extra items from your stash, you will be able to quickly put together 4 cards very easily. Which was my goal when I kind of planned this out. I wanted you to be able to have this bundle and then just use things that most of us have. Okay. So I popped out the chipboard. I coated it in white gesso. I'm going to go ahead and this is just repositionable tape. Any kind of repositionable tape that you want to use, you can. But what we're going to do is we're going to mask the top of the scissors off, and then the top of those scissors are going to be in the white. And then we'll let it cool down a couple minutes, remove the repositionable tape and just put it to cover the tops of the scissors, and then we'll heat emboss the bottom. So pretty easy to do this, but the results are like, it just makes everything look really finished and true to life. So this is my Gookie embossing powder. Yes, my Gookie embossing ink. I absolutely love this month's release. It's so good. Jamie asked, did anyone attend the anniversary party in person or virtual? I did not. I have not had a very healthy winter. Now, last year I did, and it was fabulous. I attended in person. And I would always tell anyone who's thinking about it, definitely go. So fun. But it is a 4-hour round trip drive for me, and I have not been healthy. So oh, hold on. Didn't plug in the heat embossing tool. Oh, Miss Penny, my friend Penny is here. I'm so glad Penny got to go virtually. Penny attended with me in person last year. And she's saying to me, I will never forget that. Okay, so see how easy that was? Now we just need to cool them. Let them cool a little bit. Just let that embossing powder set, and then we can just use these same pieces for the bottom part. And because a lot of these chipboards are so small, if you have the wide jars, if you put your embossing powders in the jars, you can just dip them and you don't even have to worry about it. So the embossing powder doesn't even make a mess or anything. Okay, so there's the tops. And then we can take that same, just use the same tape. And we can do the bottom part. So you can do it that way where you put the embossing ink, or you can do it this way, however you want. And then I'm going to use sterling, which is just a metallic silver. Oh, wrong side. I need my special spoon for the tops of these. And there we go. So very easy to coat those chipboards into the embossing powder. My only request is to be very, very careful when you take them off of the backer sheet. So I would definitely, especially for these little pins down here, they're only held on by one little catch right there. And I got my non self-healing mat and used an X-Acto knife. So I got nice clean cuts and nothing tore or ripped or anything. Hi, Carol. Hold on. We have a question. Let me back up. Catch the comments. Oh, Jamie said she was virtual too. Penny says, I guess we missed out on the singing last night. Christy, Heather, Jess, Sam, and Andrea gave us a little show. And oh, yes, I saw that. I saw that, Penny. Yep. Hi, Carol. So nice to see you. And yes, Amanda, they're adorable. Okay, that was perfect timing. I could let these cool down a little bit, and now we can go ahead and make our 3 cards. So each of these panels, right, they're all 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So in theory, if you wanted, you certainly could, you could do 6 cards here. So you could quite easily, maybe just, you wouldn't even have to ink them. I personally, because that's me, I would want to ink the edges, but you could put 1, 2, 3 right on some card bases and be done. And then same with these, you could 1, 2, 3 and put maybe a sentiment or something in the front of them and be done. We're going to pair them up and play with them. But they're the same size, which means we're definitely going to be cutting some of these down. So I'm going to use these as my backgrounds. And we're going to cut these 3 down in different ways to create some cards. I agree with Amanda. They are so cute. This whole collection is just, if you are someone who likes quilts or anything, this is perfect. So my thought for this one is we're going to go ahead and cut this one to 3 1/4, right? So we just have our quilt glove. And then we can place it across the front. Then I'm also going to trim a wee little smidge all around the edges because I like my cards to, I don't mind when they go edge to edge, and sometimes I do, but I like the look of having a white border. That's just a personal preference. What I am going to do is I'm only going to put adhesive in the middle for now because I want to be able to tuck some of our little chipboard pieces under here if I so choose, and I may not choose to, but in case I do. So I'm just going to take a wee smidge off of each of these 4 sides. And that is a very precise math measurement. A wee smidge off of all 4 sides. Very, very precise math right there. Okay. Penny said, since you attended, oh, that's for the tickets. Penny said, Sarah, did you get the little paper pad that's already little squares? I did. Do you want to see it? I was not kidding when I said everything. Everything that wasn't in my design team box, I ordered. So, and I don't know which one that came in, but yes, I did get the quilt square paper pad. Yes, I did. Let's finish this card, and in between the 2 cards, I'll go grab. So part of this chipboard is, here are all the little pieces. There are 2 of these larger ones. I heat embossed these 2 with the button blue embossing powder. So if you want to see what that looks like, get an idea of what that embossing powder looks like. It's like, it's a sparkle one. It's really sparkly. There we go. That's a good one. That's a good angle right there with the light couches that you can really see the sparkle. But I'm not going to use those larger. We'll use the larger ones on some of these other cards because I feel like this one is just fine. I think we need just a wee little smidge off this side. Just a wee little smidge. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's nice. Okay. So then I'm thinking we could do, so we could do the little pins down here. And if at any point you have amazing creative ideas and you're like, no, do this, by all means, pop it in the comments. I'm open. And then the little scissors up here. That's what I'm thinking. And we don't even need to worry about a sentiment for any of these because all 4 of them have little sayings or things on them. And I know that what's on these is not your typical sentiment, right? Like it's not a typical thank you or anything like that. But I think that that's okay because sometimes we need cards that are just note cards that aren't that are just sweet, kind little cards we can write a note to. And if you wanted a sentiment, you could always stamp that on the inside. I am going to hold down these pins till the glue really catches them because I want um, some of the little pins have embossing powder on the underside too. And embossing powder doesn't really like to be stuck. Yes. Oh, Amanda, these would be amazing in scrapbooks. Yes, yes, yes. So there's a stamp set. Well, I mean, if you scrapbook, if you go over to my playlist, there's a playlist on my channel that's called Quilter's Vibe. And that is a set of videos that I did for a very long time. And I still do them now and then, but not so much as like a regular series on my channel. For a while they were a regular series where I take quilt patterns and recreate them with paper to create scrapbook pages. And this one of the stamp sets, there's a 4x4 stamp set in this release called Build a Quilt, and that is 100% going to become a scrapbook page in some way. I haven't figured it quite out yet, but that's happening. And I think that these little chipboard pieces with the embossing powder would be fabulous for embellishments in scrapbooks too. Okay, so, and Amanda, if you have lots, if you could kind of batch the chipboard, so you could paint, cut it all out, paint it all, come back, emboss it, and then kind of just set it aside like what I did here. And then when you're ready to make your scrapbook page, your embellishments are ready. They're done. Oh yeah, you'll like it, Amanda. You will. It was it was a fun video series. Okay, so here is a second card. The chipboard just provides a little bit of dimension and interest, but still really simple. So that would be card number 2. Now, this one, I'm going to fussy cut. Because this little foiled tag is just begging me to fussy cut. So that's what we're going to do. And I am cutting a bit outside the line. So you kind of see I'm leaving myself a bit of the paper beyond the foiled tag. And the reason I'm doing that is because the paper that these are printed on is white core, which shouldn't bother anyone. It's fine. But when I fussy cut it, I want the edges to not be white. So I'm gonna ink it with the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. So I want to make sure I have just a little bit of that color And then I can hit the ink onto the paper instead of the foil because I don't want to lose the foil. And that is super easy fussy cutting. And then, just a second, pardon my reach. I keep a lovely hole punch on my desk at all times for just that purpose. Okay. Grab Stripe Oxide ink, which is a staple. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges. And I'm just inking that little bit that I cut away, not getting the ink on the foil because I want the foil to stay nice and shiny. Okay. So then we have this tag, which gives us some more kind of open room to maybe go ahead and add one of these little sewing machines. Another one. Very good. Very good. There we go. That one looks lovely. And I don't think we need much more than that. And really, for this one, you could put the tag right in the middle and call it good. We're just going to be a little fancier. I'm going to have it go off the edge a little bit. And then we'll add our little sewing machine. No. No, I think I like the scissors. I think the scissors are good. Or we could also do the scissors. Oh, we could do the scissors like this. And that'll make it look like it's almost going to cut into the tag. No. So many decisions. I think I just like it. Maybe just like that. Let's go for that. All right. And I'm going to leave this one the full 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Something else I'm going to do. I really don't like naked tags. And I'm going to go ahead and add 2 staples at the top of my tag. And I don't mind that it's foiled in that cider color, but these are silver because scissors are also silver. So it will still all match very lovely. Okay, so again, embossing powder, not a huge fan of glue. So you got to give it a second. Give it a good press down. It's not a fan of any adhesive actually, but it will take wet glue if nothing else. Hello, Miss Heather. How are you? Miss Heather never comes on a Monday. This is unusual. What brings you to our neck of the woods? So give it a good push down. Let the glue catch on, and then you'll be good. Okay. And we'll just kind of overlap this ever so slightly. I love the little bit of extra dimension that the chipboard gives the cards. It's not too much. It's just a little bit. You'll still be able to mail these or do whatever you like. Okay. So that will be card number 3. And then we just have one more. And this one is a full, I didn't cut off a wee smidge. This one is the full card front. Okay. Card number 3. Oh, Heather says, oh, wait. I'm missing all the conversations. Amanda says she loves the little staples. Yeah, so do I. Heather says, oh, she's cuddling up with her Brutus and 2 hot water bottles. Oh, that sounds fabulous. Kind of jealous. Heather said 3. Wowzers. But wait. There's more. We're going to do another card too. Because that's how awesome duofoils are. The cards are quick but also so cool. Okay, so now we have the Stitch with Love one, and this is, so what I think I'm gonna do, when we made this one, we did this, right? And we cut across the top and we cut across the bottom. And then we had some at the bottom and some at the top of the pattern. So I think I'm going to do sort of the same thing. I'm going to cut a little off the top and a little off the top bottom, but then I'm going to push it up or push it down. So it's not centered. I hope that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Kate. Okay, so then we can take this one and we can put it right up to the top and then have some of that those fun elements down here. And we can use some of the bigger elements because we have some more room. Or we can put it down at the bottom, which I think I'm going to prefer, because if we put it down at the bottom, we can actually almost make like a little border where the join is. So we can add the little bobby or safety pin. And then we can add our last 2 little regular needles. Yeah, and it kind of will make a border right at that join where the 2 patterns are. And then when you're all finished, you're still going to have a sewing machine. Okay, so quick question. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this card together. And I'm cutting off a wee smidge. Do you want to see the 2x2 paper pad that Penny was talking about? So I'm going to center this and then I'll flip it over so it's all the same width and just trim it that way. There we go. All right, you guys got it. I'll put this one together and then I will show you the paper pad that Penny was talking about. Amanda, I think for scrapbooking, you'll like that 2x2 paper pad, especially because you were talking about doing clothes for your or with your granddaughters. And the 2x2 pad is very like it would work well with pictures of kids. You'll see what I mean in a second. It has a lot of primary colors in it. I agree. Heather says the chipboard looks so real. Yeah, it does. I love it. I love the little stick pins and the needles. They're so good. Okay. So again, we're going to let this sit a second. So when you heat and balance things, it doesn't like to be glued. But we're going to make it like to be glued. Ooh. Shush. It's just Morgan coming home from the gym. No need to raise a ruckus. Yes, I told you it was him. Mm-hmm. Don't mind me. I have conversations with my dogs all the time. No, Amanda, I'm so glad. You're not being obnoxious at all. You're awesome. I'm so happy for you that this theme and release is a really good one for you. I also was super happy and excited about this. Okay, so one duo foil sheet or one duo foil kit, package, whatever. One piece of chipboard, one order of chipboard, one package of chipboard. Embossing powders that most of us have. Plus, there's one in the button blue one is in the kit. And you have 4 layered gorgeous cards that we made in less than an hour. So I'll show them to you up close. We don't have gremlins. There we go. Okay. So there's the first one. This is the one that I made ahead of time and just showed you. Same idea though, same process. There's the background, the pattern, the front piece with our foil. I cut it at an angle and put the sewing, the embossed pieces in the front. And then we did this one with the push pins, the scissors, and I showed you how to do the scissors with the two-tone embossing. Then our third card, we fussy cut that tag and just added 2 pieces of the chipboard off to the side. And then this last one, that's like a 2/3, 1/3 design with the pins and the safety pin kind of on that gap. Okay, so now let's talk about this. Here is the little paper pad that Penny was asking about. So it is called Quilt Squares, and it is just like the normal 6x6 Bruce Monroe paper pads. There's the coordinating colors on the back. They are double-sided, and they are 2x2. So you can take these squares and you can create your own quilt block pattern on your project. If you are a scrapbooker, cough, cough, Amanda, cough, cough, and me, you can do borders. So you can do a border of 6 down the side of a scrapbook page or across the bottom. You could do a border across the bottom and a border across the top. You could do a whole, like you could frame. So you could take these and you could frame a 12x12 scrapbook page and just frame all the way around and then put your photograph and everything into it. I think that's the last one. Wait, I wasn't counting. No, 4 of each. Okay, so right there we go. There's the second one. Ah. I want to make sure I get all of the different patterns laid out. It's like playing that little memory game from when you were a kid. You know the one I mean. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think we got them. Maybe? Anyway, they're super fun. And you can just build, however you want with them. And there's 24. So I think you could do. It might take the whole pack, but I do think you could frame because it would be 6. And then 5, that's 11. And then 5, 16. Yep, you could do all the way around the edge of a 12x12 scrapbook page. Oh, that was too much mathing. And they're the bright rainbow colors, the primary colors. So they would be really good for pictures of kids or school. For some reason, when I see those bright primary colors, my brain goes immediately to school. Maybe yours doesn't. Who knows? Yep. Yes, Amanda, they are so cute. I don't know why I look at that and just think school, but Yeah, Kate said she likes the angle because it's different. My dog woke up at hearing your dog. Yeah, they're brats. They need to not bark. The problem is if I like banish them out of the room when I go live, they sit at the door and cry, which is louder than if they just randomly bark during the live. They I I refer to them, these two, as my posse because they just, as long as they hear me, see me, know where I am, they're happy. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So nice to see you all. Now, look at this. We're still 10 minutes early. 4 cards in less than an hour. Ta-da! How awesome is that? Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. The bundle I used to make the cards is linked in the description box. And those are the link in the description box is an affiliate link, which means if you use that link to shop, it doesn't cost you any extra money, but it does give me a very small commission. And it also lets Christopher and the Brutus Monroe team know that you like my lives on Monday. So have a wonderful evening, and I will see you again very soon. Bye. Oh, you're all so welcome.